mean you couldn't catch him?
Guy's fastest lightning, boss. He just disappeared in the blue streak.
You idiot. You should have set a trap.
Boss, he blasted right through it. I'm telling you, he's bigger and badder than before.
Is it weird to get nostalgic for a game that never released? Even the mention of Sonic X-Treme still gets me a little giddy. The first true 3D Sonic game, the Saturn's killer app. I remember seeing these screenshots in magazines and knowing that once this game was available, then it would finally be time to get a Saturn. And then, nothing. It didn't happen. The Saturn got an upscale port of Sonic 3D, a racing spin-off and a compilation disc. But no Sonic X-Treme. We only ever got to see those screenshots and its accompanying trailer. Now, I'm not going to regale the story of Sonic X-Treme's troubled development at SEGA Technical Institute and how the ridiculous crunch the developers faced led to one of the development team nearly dying. You've all seen and read that in multiple history of Sonic X-Treme videos, or just through a quick read of its Wikipedia or Sonic Retro articles. What I want to talk about is the joy all this footage brings me. I still feel the same excitement for this game's release. The thrill of seeing Sonic moving around in a three-dimensional space for the very first time, and no, fixed angle isometric gameplay does not count. I still think about how cool the fisheye lens looks and how it was probably really disorientating in action. Let's face it, Sonic X-Treme would have been a nightmare to play with all the gimmicks it was originally flaunting. The fisheye lens would have made Sonic's acceleration feel absolutely atrocious. While it obviously helps to see more of the landscape so you can react faster in a lateral movement, you can't see directly behind yourself at any point, and it never looked like you had any control over the camera placement. But I still find the fisheye lens to be really interesting and a unique selling point. It looks like hip-hop videos from the 90s, which is extremely age-appropriate considering its development traces back to 1996. Let's not forget how cool the spin slash looked, or that you could rotate the entire stage around Sonic himself. Sonic X-Treme was like 90s buzzwords the game, which is horribly indicative of how troubled the development was behind the scenes. I mean, look at how weird and imprecise the jumping looks in the E3 trailer. That is not a good indication that this was the revolution Sega wanted it to be. And you can tell that there was a marketing push behind it because merchandise still made it into the wild, flaunting the game's logo. Thanks to efforts from fans and archivists, it's now easier than ever to actually experience Sonic X-Treme for yourself, through emulation or actual hardware. Many dumps of the game have been made at varying degrees of playability, and fan projects like the wonderful Sonic Xtreme have made the experience feel even more complete. I still find the allure of a good Sonic X-Treme fan project extremely overwhelming, and I hope that one day someone makes something that does feel like what the game would have been like if it ever got completed. I even hold some love for Sonic Lost World because in some weird parallel universe in my mind, that game feels like the official Sonic Team equivalent of what Sonic X-Treme could have been. It definitely shares similarities, even if they are superficial and coincidental. The game is clearly inspired by Super Mario Galaxy more than anything else. But regardless, Sonic X-Treme harkens back to a time during the first wave of Sonic fandom, where everyone was excited to finally see what Sonic's transition to 3D would be like, and how utterly feature-rich and exciting Sonic X-Treme looked on paper.